Hi, y'all. Welcome to Hustle Humbly. It's Alissa and Katy, and we are two top producing realtors in the Baton Rouge market.
We work for two different companies where we should be competitors, but we have chosen community over competition.
The goal of our podcast is to encourage you to find your own way in business.
So stop comparing yourself and start embracing your strengths. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Alissa. It is episode 74.
Lovely.
And we are going to tackle the new year, new you.
I would like to start off by saying that
What? I don't even know what you're going to say.
they believe you enter a new season how you left your last.
Oh, well, I can't influence that now. It's already
too late.
It's already too late. Friends, I hope you took that December on a high note.
I hope you sent out your Christmas cards.
I hope.
And cleaned out your database by doing so.
I feel like I'm in that scene at the end of Shawshank where he's like, I hope the Pacific is as blue as I picture it. I hope I see my friend.
Did you do what you said you were going to do?
I hope you did all this.
I mean, we talked so much in our previous episodes during Thanksgiving about writing.
Yes.
Thank you notes.
I mean, they know what, hey, for anyone suddenly feeling like they didn't do what they were supposed to and now their 2021 is ruined, I don't think it's wrong to send a New Year card or a Valentine card or a
last call.
some sort of check-in.
Last call to do what you're supposed to do.
This is it. Now we're telling you.
Yes.
You pause. Go send out those messages.
The whole point of the Christmas card is to check your addresses and
Check
make
your
sure
database.
that your database
Yeah.
is good, that it is complete,
Yep.
that there are not people in there that upset you,
Yep.
and that there are people in there that bring you joy.
Joyous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Use this time, if you hadn't already, to edit your database.
Yes.
Huge.
Get it nice and clean and fresh for the new year.
Huge, huge. And I will say, I have recently learned, as I was doing that mastermind back in December, some people have databases with 5,000 people in them, or 400 Christmas cards, which you send about, what? Tell us.
I send about 400 Christmas cards.
Okay. I still stand by your database, especially if you're already having trouble keeping up and you just don't address it ever. Start at 100 to 150.
Perfect.
Cut it down. And if it's already 5,000 and you just don't know where to start, burn it all to the ground and start again.
Start over.
Just start over. I'm
too much.
I'm not suggesting you actually throw that in the trash, but start over again. And you know the best place to start? In your phone.
Yeah.
Who is in your contacts
Yep.
that is in your sphere that you like, that you would talk to, that you obviously know well enough to have their phone number, that isn't a realtor? Start there.
Yeah.
Or with your Christmas card list, but I'm afraid it's too late now if you don't send it.
Yeah, you would have to do a Happy New Year.
But-
You could do that this week.
But I also love the way that you go back on your prospects boards and you recontact the people that had said something about real estate and you made a note and then you reach out and say, hey, I just wanted to know. January is a perfect time for this.
Yes, holidays are over. How are you doing?
I'm updating my files for 2021 and I just wanted to know if you still want me to follow up with you. You said blah, blah, blah. And if they say no or don't respond, and then it's okay to take them off the list. Then you know.
And you can focus your energy elsewhere.
So I think this is a great time to sort out your people.
There's something about like a new year.
Oh, I love it.
Cleaning house, decluttering your database, your
I
office, your
love
brain.
Simplify.
The notes section of your phone.
Yes.
Where are you hoarding things?
You know where I'm hoarding things? I said it in the last episode. On my friggin' desktop. Hopefully by the airing of this, I will have had a minute to be like,
what is this?
do you know why I hoard it there?
Why?
People will probably relate to this. And whenever I watch $1 Million Listing and see Ryan Serhant's screen, I'm like, he's doing it just like I am.
Right.
It's the documents that aren't fully signed, but that I need to download in order to upload or download in order to attach, but I don't want to save them because they're not finished. But I need to delete them immediately, which is what you would do. Stop looking at me like that.
I'm just following.
I just leave them there and then I don't go back for a while. And then I'm like, none of this. I don't need any of this.
What do you mean not signed?
Like, so if someone emails me a PDF that's a repair request and I need to Well, that doesn't make sense because I actually can just send it straight from the email to
Right,
Dotloop.
yeah.
I'm thinking about, I don't know, but it happens.
Okay.
I'm obviously using this method for some.
I know, I'm trying to think of examples.
Stop judging me. I don't know why it happens.
Okay.
It just happens.
It's fine.
Fine. My point is that's where I'm hoarding. You were telling them to fix their hoarding problems.
Sure.
I'm just saying I could fix my desktop.
But I think, too, it's just more about putting yourself out there via
Yes.
a card, a handwritten note, social media, something to just let people know
Hey,
you're here. And then the personal touch of cleaning out your pipeline by saying, like you said, I love saying I'm updating my files for 2021. I mean, it lets people know, hey, guess what? I'm still working as a realtor.
Yes, that's a great reminder. Or, you've got some clients that bought 5 to 7 years ago. Hey, I'm updating my files for 2021. Are you interested in your current market report? I mean, you don't even have to ask them if they want to move. Just as soon as you tell them what their house is worth, they might want to move.
Yeah. Do you want to report on your subdivision?
Have you refied lately? Do you need a market report? Like, what's your situation?
Sure.
Be valuable. Okay. All right. So I also think that typically, now I just don't know because it's been so weird this year. Like, I know some markets are bananas busy. Like, they can't keep listings. It's 18, 25, 30 offers. I mean, it's just...
We've been getting a lot of requests in our email about doing an episode on a competitive market. And while we feel like our market is healthy, we are not experiencing what some of our listeners are experiencing across the country.
Ours is very much, I would say, levelized.
Yes.
And is shifting from... What would you say? Is it a buyer or a seller market?
I think it's a seller market if they're doing what they're supposed to be doing.
But the point is, our market is not hyper seller.
Way. Yeah,
which it seems to be most of the country is hyper seller because of the low inventory and the demand with the interest rates. So you guys, we literally can't record an episode on multiple offers and dealing with that because we don't do it.
Right.
Like we just
not to the extent that they're experiencing.
No,
for sure.
I mean, we've both been in multiple offer situations, but we're talking 3, 4, at the most, maybe 5 offers.
Yes. We have listeners that are emailing us about, 20 offers and tens of thousands of dollars over asking.
Yeah. That's not our market. Thank the Lord.
Yeah.
But
it's stressful.
My point when I started that was, if you're in a more normal market like ours, usually January is a slower month.
Sure.
For a minute in the winter here, there'll be a slow down. Alissa cannot relate because she is always consistent, but
it's hard to tell. Like, I feel like sometimes January is slow for closings because there wasn't a lot of
December activity.
December contracts written because people are so focused on Christmas and kids are out of school. This year's, of course, been different with COVID and whatnot. But I found that once school starts back in January,
then
my phone starts ringing.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's why March, April, May are some of the bigger closing months.
Busier months.
But I still think you have time for January. This is the last call to get your act together.
Last call before
for
it gets
the
busy.
year.
Yeah, they need to go back and listen to Preparing for Busy.
Yeah.
The stuff we talk about there is what you probably want to do this month and maybe next month at the most. I think now is the time that you want to give real thought to your business. Like, how are you running it? What are your systems? What is your method of keeping up with your database? Like, what are your plans for 2021 that aren't just, my goal is 20 transactions?
Sure.
Like, what are your goals for how you live your life in 2021? Probably needs to be, especially if your day-to-day has changed with COVID or kids at home, or like it's getting, it feels like it's been going on forever.
I know.
Like, how are you going to handle 2021? We know what we're in for, sort of. So, like, what do we need to do? But I think this is the month when you really start to take stock of your business.
Well, I do think this year, regardless of how things go with COVID, that it is time to get really efficient with how you are handling your email, how you are communicating with people. using the pre-listing checklist so you're not going to a listing 3 or 4 times before it's ready for photos.
Yep.
Really being the driver of the transaction that tells people, hey, this is how we do it. The first time I meet you, I would like this checklist done. I would like this property disclosure ready to go and filled out. Just being more assertive because that's what we need. And I think that's what our market is going to call for, at least for the next year or two, especially.
Yes. Like,
and then it's just good business practice.
It's great to get in that practice.
Yeah.
You got this cover of COVID and everything to implement these boundaries and these rules and these processes that you just say I have to.
Yeah.
Like, I can't come to your house 10 times. I'm going to come once. I'm going to give you the pre-list. This is what you're going to do. And then I'll show up once and we'll go from there. I think that's really important. I think that everyone needs to have a few essential things.
2020 made me just really efficient.
Did it?
Yes.
I love that.
It was my best year ever.
I do kind of want to laugh about this. A, congratulations.
Thanks.
B, Alissa became more efficient, if that was even possible.
In a different way.
Okay, let's hear about it.
Just not being so... I didn't realize that I still had some Pop-Tart in me.
Oh, but you did.
But it was, when I think of the Pop-Tart agent, I think of they're running after leads that they don't know and they're...
But you realized you were just dropping...
I was kind of Pop-Tarting for the repeat and referral business, which is great. Like, they call and I'm like, yes,
I'll be right there.
Yes, but 2020 made me go, well, wait. Maybe you have some homework.
Tell me more.
Tell me more.
But hold on.
Before I come over there.
That's a really good point.
Like I was being a Pop-Tart agent still within my clients.
Yep.
So it's not
and
just
that's
limited.
Most of your business anyway.
So the fact that the virus made me go, okay.
Yeah.
I actually have this process now where I'm going to email you a checklist. I'm giving you homework before I come. If you're a buyer, you're going to drive by these houses first and make sure you like the neighborhood before we go. Just implementing more instead of just running around like a crazy person allowed me to have 2020 be my best year. Yeah. And I did not feel that.
Okay, right. That's a great point. The tighter your systems and rules are, the easier it is to run your business.
Yes.
It's just like implementing the email templates.
Yes.
When you implement something that you actually don't just buy and say you're going to use or, try to start and don't ever, if you implement a system like that, where you're doing it over and over again, it will simplify your business to where you can add more transactions.
Well, you're just on autopilot.
Yeah, it's
easy.
You've just simplified everything for you and your client. Okay, so I like that. So you're better at relaying the rules, forcing them to follow the rules, not
enforcing boundaries.
Okay, I like all of that.
It just let me know that the things I was scared to do, I do preach boundaries, but that doesn't mean it's always easy for me to implement them. Sometimes the fear creeps in that I'm going to lose someone but when I do it, it just works.
It works.
And I feel 2020 was just this repeat affirmation over and over again of if you ask people to wait, they will not leave you. Yeah. They will wait. They will do what you ask them to do.
Yep.
If you speak with confidence and they trust you, they will do what you ask them to do. It is okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even I also really implemented a lot of boundaries with our peers, other agents.
Oh, let me hear those.
Just about not responding to texts late at night. Like just because you're anxious and have no boundaries doesn't mean you're going to affect my family time at 10 o'clock at night or 9 o'clock at night.
Yep.
Not responding to those things. It's just been really nice and no deal has fell through because of it.
Yeah, I find that luckily for us, a lot of what happens with the podcast is it's a constant reminder to yourself what your process is.
Yeah.
You're like, wait a minute, that's not what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right. The podcast helps me.
It sort of keeps you in check because you're like, well, I said not to return that text at 10 p.m.
It's like weekly affirmations for us, for our business.
But hopefully it works the same way for our listeners in that they hear it and they understand it and they know it and they feel like I'm looking over your shoulder or you're looking over there. And sometimes I'm like, oh God, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not the right thing. Okay.
What do you feel like? Where are you at right now?
Well, okay. So what I have and want to talk about specifically right now is there are some basics that I'm more and more every day, especially with 2020, just like what you're saying. There's some basic things that I think every agent needs. And I know we have the bare necessities episode. What I'm talking about is, do you have a buyer process that is from the call all the way to the closing? Does that include what you bring to them if you bring something, how you email them, like if you have email templates, you have a workflow? Do you have a checklist that says from all the way from the beginning of where do you keep them when they call? What do you ask them when they call? Like if you don't have a process for your buyers and your sellers that is literally from call to close, you're going to have a tough time keeping it together, adding more. I know everyone said in their goal setting, if they did it for this year, they very few people remove transactions. They want to do more, right? But if you don't have a process in place or you're not revamping the process you have, where do you get the extra time?
Right.
Like you can't just make up, your family suffers, right? Because if you just want to keep doing more, but you haven't changed the way you run your business, it has to come from somewhere.
Sure.
So I think that it's real basics. You got to have the buyer and the seller all the way through.
Right.
Okay.
What is your system?
Yeah. What is your system? Have one. Do you have the email templates? If you don't have ours, that's fine, but have your own.
Yes.
You should be sending like streamlined emails all the way through both processes.
You do not need to reinvent the wheel every time.
No, my gosh, no. So even if you don't have them and you are in the middle of a buyer transaction now, save the emails you're sending that buyer at the turning points in the transaction and use that as your template so that you can just edit that one.
Yeah.
You just did it. I think those are my major things.
On what you just said, we have an agent in our marketplace that is in trouble right now.
Oh no.
Because they did not handle a sign call the same way. And the buyers knew each other.
Oh, no.
And the buyer called and, the first time a buyer called, the agent was busier and just kind of like, oh, well, you don't have a pre-approval letter, get that and call me back. And then I forget what happened. Maybe like the cousin or something called the next day and he was just at a place where he could take the call.
I can't.
And had more time.
I caught the pronoun.
And didn't ask the questions that he asked the first.
And was just like, yeah, I'll meet you over there.
Yeah, like you want to go this afternoon.
Oh, no.
And then showed up with his relative. He was like, yeah, I actually called you yesterday and you wouldn't show it to me, but for some reason you would show it to, and they are filing a complaint because the way he handled the sign call was not handled consistently.
Oh my word.
And they just happened to
know each other.
Yes.
Holy smokes.
So it just goes to show that this isn't just about being professional.
Oh my
It's about ethics.
Oh my
It's about fair housing.
Yes.
They could claim anything. And you could just...
Oh no.
So, we preach this more for just yourself.
Right.
Protection. It's very important.
Oh my God.
You need to have a system in place where you do everything the same every time.
Yes. I also want, you need to have a system in place that's you're using every time. I also want to remind everyone that there's that really amazing Trello video you did.
Yeah.
If this is the year where you want to organize your pipeline and your prospects and know where everything is in one place and not lose people because you forgot that Sally said maybe in 2021 when her son graduated from high school, she would want to sell her house. Now's the time. The video is 20 minutes.
It's free. It's on YouTube.
It's free on YouTube. It's amazing.
Where can they get it? Is it on our website?
It's on our actual Hustle Humbly YouTube channel. If you go and Google Hustle Humbly Trello, it will pop right up.
Oh, good. Great.
So you can get there. You can.
I hope you find it helpful.
It's just helpful.
A nice place to have everything in one place.
It's nice to see how someone else has organized it, and it's super simple. It will take you less than an hour to set up, even to add all the people in. So go do that. While I'm on that though, right now, today, on January 4th, if you're listening, Agent Systems 101 is open, I think just until tomorrow. Okay. So if you don't know how to make your systems and you don't want to figure it out and you want to come learn mine, you can absolutely do that. And the reason why I'm saying it now is my Trello template is in there. So I took what you taught me in Trello
and shared yours,
but I put in all of my workflows. So all of my actual step-by-step checklists for buyers and sellers are into the Trello card.
Yeah.
So whenever I use your system, it populates that checklist. So
that's awesome.
So instead of needing transaction management software, it's
there.
all there. It's all there. So if you guys want to check out the agent systems, it is agentsystems101.com.
Perfect.
But do it today.
Yeah, because it closes like tomorrow.
It closes tomorrow. But if you miss it, I do always do it. I think I'll do it once a quarter going forward because I like being there for the 6 weeks.
Yes.
Because it's a lot to digest. And I think that's also the point right now when it's slow and I want you guys to go and like think about your business and work on your work. And that was my subtitle of this, working on your business, not in your business. Like it takes 6 weeks because it takes time.
Yeah.
Like creating a new system, getting used to it, making it work for you, it just all takes time.
Well, if you've been flying by the seat of your pants the whole time.
Right.
It's not that our systems or procedures are complicated.
At all.
But you have to gather your chaos.
Yep.
It's like you have to pull it all out the closet and see the mess before you can put it back.
Yeah, the mess has to get bigger first.
Yes. That's kind of what this is.
For sure.
Hello, friends. We are so excited that so many of you are using the template course and the reviews are just pouring in, letting us know that it has helped your business as much as it has helped our business.
Yes, listen to this review. Thank you so much for providing this wealth of information, knowledge, in template form. So far, I've used a handful and received positive feedback like, "This is so professional," or "I really appreciate how organized you are." I mean, can you imagine?
Yeah,
your clients are actually going to say that.
Yes.
All right, here's another one. Thank you so much for this. I can't tell you how many times I've started this and how many notebooks of samples and notes I had. I have ADHD and it is super hard to stay focused on getting it done. Having it all in one place is going to make it so nice.
That is what we're here for.
I know. Just look, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Just use these.
Yeah, nice and simple, easy, ready to go, ready for you to put your own logo on, make it sound like you. So head over to hustlehumblypodcast.com/course and check it out.
That's right.
And you're going to enjoy them. You're going to love them.
You're going to
change your life.
Literally fired my assistant. They are the best. Okay,
enjoy the template.
Yes, enjoy.
All right, what else? Oh, I know what we want to cover. I think if you're looking to implement a new strategy, whether that be in some type of marketing, if you want to target a different, niche, what do you say?
Niche.
Okay, I go back and forth. If you wanted to do something new on social media, like this is all good stuff to like think about now.
Yeah.
And maybe plan out across the year. Don't be like, I have to do everything right now.
Right.
But maybe you want to add in whatever it is on Instagram or, I think now's a good time to be thinking, what sounds fun? What do I have space for?
Sure.
And do that now. Okay. You in your new year, new you.
Oh, yeah.
Will be. I really am hoping everyone sees that face. Alissa will have a whole new human to take care of in her new year.
I'm due in February.
Yep.
And we did have a listener question come in that I wanted to answer on this episode.
She is asking if you will take a leave or if you'll jump back in as quickly as you did with Haven.
So with Haven, I was terrified because I had never had a child before.
Fair.
And I was ready for my life to be wrecked.
Mm-hmm.
And I was ready to never sell real estate again because I thought once you have a child, you can't do all what I'm doing.
You can't do it, right?
And it turns out 2017 was my record year.
Okay.
And only just recently beat by 2020.
Okay.
So interesting. But with Haven, I did not have an assistant. I did not have, I'm not on a team or anything like that.
Just you.
It's just me. So leading up to having her, I reached out to 3 agents in my office that were just good friends of mine that I said, look, I'm going to just need help.
Yeah.
And if I could alternate as things come in based on
between them,
personality, workload.
Sure.
And they were just wonderful. They're, yes, we would love to help you. Sometimes I paid them per task if I just needed them to go do something.
Yeah.
Sometimes I gave them a referral fee.
Yeah.
Or if it was a client that I had never met before and just couldn't start that process right now, then they would take the client and give me a referral fee and take the majority of it.
And I think that's all good. It
worked out wonderfully.
Yeah.
That is still somewhat going to be my plan.
Okay.
So I'm due in February. The baby will start daycare in April, May, end of April, early May. So I will be home for about 10 to 12 weeks.
Okay.
During that time, I can remember when I got home from the hospital with Haven, the next day I emailed everybody.
Yes.
And just said, hey guys, I just want to let y'all know that if you need anything, feel free to shoot me an email. I'm checking it.
Right.
Your house, if it was my sellers, I just gave a quick update. Everything's looking good there.
Yeah.
The house is still being viewed. I just wanted them to hear from me.
Yeah.
And to know I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm aware.
I
am not, disabled.
Right.
Because of having a child.
Yeah.
And so that it was a very seamless transition, to be honest. It wasn't that hard. When she got to be about 3-4 weeks old, I started just like bringing her with me to home inspections, maybe a quick showing here and there.
Yeah.
I am kind of weird about bringing your kids with you to work. As you know, I think we've talked about it.
We have.
Because I just don't, if I don't have to do it, I won't.
Oh, no.
But there were times that I can remember I would walk up and she was in the carrier. And I was for the home inspection and everyone's like, oh my gosh, the baby. I'm like, yep, the baby's here. Okay, well, anyway, let's talk about this roof.
Right.
Like, I just wanted to let them know my head is in the game and I am here for you. And yes, I happen to have a human with me.
Right. A tiny one.
Right. And it's not going to cause any problems.
No.
We're just going to resume business as normal.
No.
I do have an amazing mother-in-law that is retired that is willing to help. If I needed to go on like a listing interview.
I guess this is a kind of random question. Will you send the baby to her more than you did with Haven due to COVID or?
I don't know. I think I'm just going to
depends on what the appointment is.
Depends on what the appointment is.
Yeah.
I can remember when Haven was 3 weeks old, I got a call from someone to come list their house. They did not know me personally. They did not know I had just had a baby. So I literally nursed, ran out the door, and did the listing interview and got back just in time to nurse the next time.
Yeah.
And that was and they never even knew that I had a newborn.
No.
I didn't mention it. I didn't talk about it. No.
You might have looked tired.
I didn't miss a beat. I got the listing and I just did what I could. It was one I was like, I can't give this one away.
Right.
I'm ready. I want to go on an interview.
I can handle it.
Yes.
My mind is
I called my mother-in-law. She came and sat and, then I was back 2 hours later. Done.
Right. Okay.
So it kind of case by case basis.
Sure.
But all of that to say, you don't have to form this huge team to have a family.
No.
And you know what? When those agents that help me go on vacation, if they need help, I will help them.
You owe them one.
Yes.
Right. Well, and I liked to, she said she was trying to figure out like timing, I think, and that she was talking to other agents who had taken a full 12 weeks. I
don't really know what that means. Like, does that mean you shut off your email?
Right.
Yeah, because what about your listings? What about the things that you have pending?
Right.
It didn't bother me at all to check my email twice a day when I was home.
I think it really goes very baseline to you love what you do.
Yeah.
Like this is not a chore or.
Well, that is the important thing to remember is that everybody has different goals. Everybody has different income needs.
Yeah.
And if your goal is to be a stay-at-home mom or to take a step back from real estate,
that's fine.
That is totally fine.
Yeah.
That is not my goal. I would like to work full time.
Right.
And my family would like me to work full time.
Well, okay, because we come at it from a more interesting place. We're both the breadwinners in our family.
Sure.
So, like, it's just different. You're not going to disappear from your clients.
No.
Because the 12 weeks you disappear, I think most of us understand, that means the 12 weeks following, you don't have any business either. So
Right.
it's not like you didn't service them, but
And I wasn't overextending myself by
No.
keeping in touch with my
no.
current. Now, during that time at home, I wasn't necessarily prospecting
Right.
and handwriting letters asking for new business and doing all those things.
This will be an interesting one because you're at a different, I mean, you're just further along now in your career to where the repeats and referrals keep coming. So you will, I mean, there may come a repeat or referral that you have to refer out.
Sure.
I mean, it just might happen because
Yeah, we'll have to see.
you're not going to prospect for fresh people, but you got plenty of old ones.
I can remember this older couple who I did not know called me the night before
You had the baby.
I had the baby.
Yeah.
I knew I was getting induced the next morning. And I was like, this is it.
This is where
This
it all
is what I was
falls
scared
apart.
of. This is where I
This
lose
is where it all
everything.
falls apart.
And I said, I just have to be honest with you. I am getting induced in the morning and having a baby tomorrow. And they went, oh my gosh, congratulations.
Did you work with them?
And I said, so I totally understand if your time frame, if you need, because I am not going to go on a listing appointment day 5. Okay.
No, that there are limits.
I know my limits. And
There are
so,
limits.
and they said, well, do you want to call us back in a month? We could wait a month.
You're like, sure.
And I said, if that's okay with you, like they don't even know me.
right.
And they said, that would be totally fine. We were thinking we would like to list in the next month or two, because they had started off the conversation by saying, would you mind coming by this weekend?
You're like, I will not be available.
No, I can't. I couldn't do it. And it just gave me so much hope.
You're like, okay.
This is going to be okay. People
Yes.
have families.
People have families.
And then when I called them to let them know, to schedule, they were like, bring the baby.
oh my God. It's
They were
so
the type of family that
cute.
was just like, please. I said, no. They said, yes, you bring that baby. And I did.
Oh my God.
And it was just so funny.
cute.
But not everybody's like that.
No.
But
No.
that was just a good success story. So I think if you are in that phase of life,
Mhm.
people, including myself the first time,
Yeah.
wanted to over plan and overthink, and they were so scared. And at the end of the day, family trumps work.
Yeah.
And people understand that.
For sure.
And the people that you want to work with will understand that. And the people that you don't want to work with won't.
Yep.
And
Yep,
it's
yep, yep.
okay. I think you just need to I think communication is key. And as long as
Huge.
you're
Huge.
able to like email and return a phone call every now and then.
Yeah. It's fine.
It's fine. So
It's
that's
fine.
my plan is the
well,
same.
I don't think it doesn't have to be so black or white. Like I'm
No.
working or I'm not working.
No, yes. They feel like it has to be so definite.
No, I'm available for follow up, but I'm not going to come run over to your house
This week.
this week.
Yeah, maybe in 2 weeks.
Right, but so like, and you're not. You guys are all capable of making those decisions for yourself.
Yes.
Your clients don't make them for you, and you can decide. Yes, I can handle it today.
Mhm.
Look, even without a newborn, some days I'm like, I can't handle that today.
Right.
Or like maybe I can. Or
Right.
So you just figure it out and how
Yeah.
you're feeling. Okay. So she was also asking what type of systems to put in place. But I think what you're basically telling us is make sure your clients know you're around.
Yeah.
Make sure that you have agents who can grab things for you.
Yes.
Appointments or leads or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, you're just using your regular systems otherwise, right? Okay.
Yeah, as long as I have all my systems in place.
Oh, that's what I was about to say. So to our friend who asked this question, just
Make sure.
Now's a great time to just confirm that you have a system, that you
Yep.
have a set of email templates, that you have a process you're using from, for your buyers and your sellers.
The biggest thing when you're going through anything personal, whether it's having a baby, going through a divorce, a health issue, a death in the family, the biggest thing is that your systems, when someone calls you in the chaos, you put them where they belong so that nobody ever falls through the cracks.
Yeah, that's true.
If you have no systems and you're just relying on your brain
no, that's not
to
gonna work.
remember every text message or Facebook
Mm-mm.
message or Instagram message or however you receive communication,
Yeah,
it's going to fail you.
for sure.
So having systems in place will get you through anything.
I think that's good. I also wrote down this quote that I would like everyone to start off the year 2021 with, which is done is better than perfect.
Yes.
So if you don't have a system or you don't have email templates, just create one. You don't have to be in love with it. Don't worry about what it looks like.
Yeah.
I'm a visual person. I get it. To all those perfectionists out there that redo their flyer 50 times and that don't like their buyer intake questionnaire or whatever it is that you're using, and you're fiddling around with your logo and your branding colors, that's not important today.
No.
Just get the process in place. And then if you want to make it prettier later, that's okay.
Yeah.
Your clients don't care if your logo's on the top of your seller net sheet. I show up with the plainest, most boring seller net sheet there ever was. No one has ever not wanted to know their numbers because I didn't have my logo on it.
Sure.
They don't care. They don't care.
They're just impressed that you have something.
They're like, you came with a folder?
I'm telling y'all, 90% of the agents
They don't
show
have
up with nothing.
They don't even come with brain thoughts.
And I've said this before, and I will say it again. There have been interviews that I have won and I ended up, they were going to interview 2 or 3, and I ended up being the only one because I was the only one that even sent them anything ahead of time.
Right. Sent the pre-email.
Yeah.
That process is so
easy.
Simple,
so
and
easy.
Will save you a lot of heartache if they get the email and are like, we're not ready.
Right.
Don't go on, or like, we're not pre-approved.
Sure.
Like, don't waste your time going on appointments that can't pan out. Let them get where they need to be. Okay, so done is better than perfect. I want everyone to write that on their mirror for 2021.
Just make some progress somewhere.
Just make some forward progress. That momentum will.
If you can't get 100 people in your database, get 25.
Yes.
Start.
It's so simple.
Start.
But it's so simple to me when I think about it. And I totally know that it's the fear that creeps in. It's the overthinking. It's the perfectionism. It's the scarcity.
Overwhelmed.
Like, people are just like analysis paralysis. All those things are real.
It is real.
They're so real. And I'm not saying that they're not real. I'm just trying to tell you that this one statement has helped me be like, well, this is silly. Like, why am I focused on this?
Right.
I just need to keep on moving. Okay, the other thing for 2021 we've talked about before, but I'm coming to see is super important. Scheduling your admin into your week on your calendar. Like, not just, I'm going to have an office day when I have time.
Yeah, no.
I want you to go to your calendar for the next quarter. Let's try it out for 3 months and be like, Tuesday is my office day. And I know you're all fussing me and saying, I can't just be in my office all day Tuesday. I have to go on inspections and appraisal appointment, whatever.
Pick a day.
Pick a day, put it on the calendar, make it repeat until the end of March so you can see how it works out. When you go to that next week, if Tuesday is a day that you absolutely must go to a closing or an inspection, take the day and move it to Wednesday when you don't have an appointment.
1 day a week, at least.
1 day a week.
No appointments.
I am going to tell you, when I don't keep my office day, things are a disaster.
So bad.
When I do keep my office day, and the office day doesn't mean I get to go to lunch with my friend.
No.
I kind of have to be in my cave. And I can't go into my physical office. I need it to be in my home office where I know that I focus.
But you could be in your sweatpants if you want.
You can be in your pajamas. I get a lot done in my pajamas. Your office day has to be the time when you go through all your transactions and make sure they're all in the right place. You answer all your emails. You prepare, you go through your database and do your follow-up. Do you have a social media strategy you're working on? Give an hour and time block out your office day into the things that you want in your business. You give an hour to transaction management, but then where do you need to focus on your database? Do you need to clean it up? Like, what do you need to do? But I think that we erroneously think that we cannot have a full day in an office and we have to work from our car. And I just don't believe that to be true.
Yeah, I love my office day.
You do your laundry on that day sometimes.
Yeah, my dryer buzzer is my key to get up and
walk around,
do some laundry, do one other thing, and then sit back down.
Yeah, and it's huge to have that day. It's just huge.
Yes.
It'll just change how organized you are, how in control you feel.
Well, I like that you pointed that out too, because it is about, you can't just be excellent at real estate and let your home life suffer.
No.
You know, like you do need to set it, like when do you do your laundry? And
Right. When is it happening?
yeah. And like all the things that schools need from parents.
Yes.
And when are you doing those things?
Yep.
You know, they need to be just as important as everything else.
Yeah. And there are a lot of things that are really easy to eliminate. Well, especially with COVID, because so many of them just don't happen. But things like agent tours or classes. I love a class. Y'all know I do. I think an agent tour is nice, but they're not necessary for your business or your life.
Sure.
So if you have a lot of that where you like to go out and do things that aren't moving the needle in your business, then maybe skip one and have the office day.
Sure.
And once you get all your stuff together, but I'm here to tell you, you never don't need the office day.
Yeah, you need office day.
You always need it. You always need it. So that's like my big thing is to make sure people understand the importance. And I've also had agents tell me, oh, well, I do like every morning is my office time or I really think there's something to be said for a full 8 hours in a row that are, you can eat, but that are office focused.
Well, obviously I check my email every morning.
Yes.
And I check my email every day.
Yes.
But that is more being reactive to the things that are there that I
Yeah.
need to address. Office day, where you are just at your computer, that's about being proactive on things that you have been meaning on getting around to, meaning to follow up on.
Yeah, it's that backed up to-do list.
Yes, meaning to clean out, meaning to schedule.
Yeah.
That's your productive day where you're like, wow, my email is addressed.
Right.
Now what? Oh, wait, I forgot. I've always wanted to
do whatever.
Yes.
I think it was on Anna's podcast recently. I don't remember what. I think it was the task batching episode. And you guys go listen to It's About Time. She's got great time management advice, and it works really well for realtors because we need all the help in this department.
So much help.
We need all of it. But she was talking about task batching, and it was like, trying to figure out what those things are. And then like, if things distract you while you're in the middle of one, how to handle that. And I just think, and the importance of just having a laundry day.
Yes.
And the importance of like knowing what your repeatable tasks are, and on that office day, put them there.
Right.
And so you can get a lot done in one day when you know what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing, like with your email.
And it's okay if someone comes in and needs something that's not urgent to say, absolutely, I'm going to be in my office all day Tuesday.
Yeah.
Is it okay if it comes on Tuesday?
Yes.
And they'll say, sure.
Yeah, we want to list our house in 3 months. Can you send us a market report? Sure. I'll be in the office on Tuesday.
Yes. Working in the office.
And I'm happy to send it to you then.
Right.
Like, you don't need it right now.
You can defer things to Tuesday.
Well, you guys know what's urgent and what's not.
Sure.
We all feel, I think that's the problem. We all feel nervous and scared that if we tell someone their immediate request isn't urgent, I'm not telling you to say it to them like that, but just be like, okay, sure, I'll get that to you Wednesday.
Yeah.
Like,
they just want to know when.
They don't,
And then when you say when, it better happen when you said.
Yeah. Or earlier if you feel like, but not the day they ask.
Yeah, but if they ask on Friday.
Right.
And you don't tell them it's coming Tuesday, Monday, they're like, hey, where is it? Oh, they just want to know Tuesday. Yeah, we'll have everything Tuesday.
I need to get better at this, but I try to remember to just give them it'll happen on this day.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't really have any additional notes about the new year, new you.
Well, I think it's like you don't want to put too much pressure on it. It's not that big of a deal.
No.
You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You don't need to burn yourself to the ground and start from scratch. I had a girl text me in 2020 that was like, 2020 is my year. I'm going to lose 20 pounds and drink 20 glasses of water. And
it's all the 20s?
All the 20s. And it was like 5 things that she was going to do and daily, and I was like, you're setting yourself up for failure right now.
Yeah.
Like it's
just one thing.
Yeah. It's
keep
it simple.
That's the other thing I wanted to say. Pick your path.
Right.
Stay on your path. Stay in your lane. Don't let the shiny things get you. Don't let other people's path confuse you. Like, just know that it's okay for your processes to be simple. And it's okay for you to not work on the weekend.
Sure.
Like, it's okay. It's okay to not work after 5. You're not going to be unsuccessful as a realtor if you have boundaries and if you have a system.
As long as you are handling your business when you're supposed to be, you can determine when you work.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think that's important. Okay, you good?
Yeah, toast.
All right, we have a toast.
Great.
Let me pull it up here. Today, our toast comes from Molly Smith.
Okay.
And Molly wants to toast to, I cannot say this last name.
Just say, okay.
Lisa S. Lisa,
Okay.
Sevajian.
Sevajian. Okay.
Sevajian? I don't know. I'm sorry, Lisa. Okay, Lisa is her fearless leader, mentor, and all-around amazing person.
Aww.
And wait, I
love these.
And she said that she's one of the hardest working agents she knows, and she's completely taken her under her wing. Oh my God, that's amazing. Okay, so that's the deal.
We don't know where they're from?
No.
It's okay.
Molly Smith and Lisa are somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, cheers to them.
Cheers
That's so
to Molly
sweet.
and to Lisa, and happy 2021, friends.
Yeah, y'all can do this.
You can totally do this.
I feel like we're off to a good start.
I totally feel great.
And if you're not, it's not too late. You have like a week.
Right. She's like, get it together. Get it together.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You guys, talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Hustle Humbly podcast. Let us know who we should toast to for the next episode.
Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Hustle Humbly Podcast. If you have an episode, topic, or question, please email us at hustlehumblypodcast@gmail.com.
Be sure to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review. See you next week. Bye.
This is the good life.